I'll just introduce Wendy again. It's such a shame we can't see her, but maybe, I don't know. I know when I logged in, Wendy, it did say allow your microphone and camera. So I don't know if you got that message.
Yeah, it did that, and I thought I allowed it. So it's obviously just allowing the microphone at the moment.
Right. Okay. So maybe have a little play.
Okay.
Bob, I've got someone called Bob saying, can he join? What we're going to do, Bob, is I'm just going to chat with Wendy for about 20 minutes, and then I will take a couple of people into the blab. So, yeah, if you hang around for the next 20 minutes, if you like what we have to say and you want to join in and give us a few ideas, I'd love to have you join us. So, yeah, that'd be fantastic. Hi there, Jackie. I can see Jackie is watching us. Jackie is a long-term friend of mine who I've known for about 5 years now. In fact, I'm going to embarrass Jackie and tell her that the first time she came down to see me down in London, she bought me some eggs. And that's a story that you won't hear from many people, but Jackie's from Social Media Links. So hi, Jackie. So do tell a little bird in my side, it's on the left, but I've got a feeling you're going to tell me it's probably that side. If you like what we're sharing, and share that on your Twitter accounts, that would be fantastic. And obviously do follow us, because it's our first blab, which is all really exciting. So today we're going to talk a little bit about blab and Twitter. And my name's EmmaBurford from Business Rocks. And if you like what I'm saying, I'd love a few more props. That'd be really cool. I know Wendy's been hitting those little hands at the bottom right of my screen. Cool. Okay, so this BizRocks, BizFix, what is new? There's a few new things coming out this week on social media, and this is just a test to see how we like blab and if we can use it for our business marketing. So I know there are a lot of people watching, and I know many of you, and some of you I don't know. So hi guys, hello, my name's Emma, and we'll catch up with you. So Wendy, have you got something you might like to share with us about Twitter this week? Because I know we've had some exciting news on Twitter, some changes. No, we're still not able to see you.
I'm really sorry that I can't get the picture up. I'm not quite sure what's going on. I've tried 2 different cameras, and nothing's coming up. So I think I've sort of missed something at the beginning of the process. So I'm not quite sure what that is. But yes, I absolutely love the change that Twitter has made recently. And they've moved from the favourites icon that you used to be able to click favourites if you really liked something. And they've put a heart there now. And it's just to show people that you like their comment. And I really like this because I have a lot of people who follow me on Twitter, and they're not necessarily people that I want to share their posts because it's not relevant to my audience. But they're people that support me a lot in my business. And so I want to let them know that I really appreciate what they do. So sometimes they'll write a comment that I really like, but it's not necessarily appropriate for me to share with my followers. So I think that's a really cool way of, just spreading the love around Twitter, so to speak. I'm so girly, actually, because I really love the whole, hearts thing and everything. And I just think it's a really nice way to just let people know you are reading their tweets and you are appreciating what they've put.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I have to admit, for, all the years that I've been on Twitter since I think about 2009, I used the favourites myself up until this last week for just literally keeping track of things that I wanted to remember to go and have a look at. Not necessarily that I even liked, but, so I've had to kind of switcheroo a little bit, thinking, that I won't be doing that because obviously now the little hearts show up in the stream, which is really cool. And similarly here, we've got the little hands. So we're going to wave to you now. So the little prop hands. So it's just a way of being felt that you're appreciated. And like you say, you don't always want to share everyone's tweets, but you can actually just have them in your stream. And I guess more and more people will start going and having a look at people's favourites on Twitter, directly as a list, and going through and thinking, right, okay, what can I learn? What's new? What do they like? And kind of stalking us behind the scenes, which is really cool. So what's Jackie saying in the messages? I'm sort of watching the messages and talking at the same time. So she's putting, she loves Blab. Oh, yeah, some men I've spoken to don't like it. I've heard that too. And I don't know. I think most men have a heart. They all have a heart, in fact. So at the end of the day, it's just a different way of sharing and appreciating people's content, which is really important. So they'll get used to it. None of us like change, but, some people kind of accept things like that more quickly. And like Wendy said, she's a bit more girly. So that kind of really appealed to the girly side of Wendy, so that's pretty cool. I know also Facebook have had some changes, and there's been a number of things that have been quite subtle in the way things are going through Facebook at the moment. And in one of the groups I belong to, people have been kind of like really daunted because we use lists a lot on Facebook, and they've actually now changed the way that you can be seen to create content lists, and you can no longer do that when you go and like a page. You have to go back into the favourites list and actually pick that page again and put it onto a list. So there's been a number of little things like that on Facebook. And one of the other really exciting things for me, being a digital publisher, having a magazine app and working on a new app in the iTunes store, is the fact that now Facebook have started showing their instant articles. And I don't know if anyone's noticed any. I managed to screenshot one of that came up just this week, and they have like a little lightning bolt in the bottom right hand corner of the post. So I don't know if anyone's noticed that yet, but I did see one which was quite exciting. And the Facebook instant articles at the moment are in beta to specific people. We're not actually being able to sign up for it yet. But if you've been asked to sign up for it, then it's a way of sharing, distributing content much more quickly inside of Facebook. So that's something new that's coming our way too very soon. So it's all happening. So Blab is a new platform. Thank you so much for coming in, hopping in, having a look. And if anyone wants to join us in 5-10 minutes or so, Wendy and I would love another face inside, because at the moment you're just having to put up with mine, which is rather sad, but that's the way it goes. So if you like what we're talking about, please do tell a little bird, because that will come up in the Twitter stream. That's on the left, or on your phone if you're watching on mobile. So we'd love you to share what we're doing. And if you have any Blab tips for us, please do pop them in the comments, because I'd love to find out a few more new things that I can do. I know one of them is to put a #Q if you have a question, and I'm having a look, and I have no idea whether that means if you put that in the chat, whether that actually pulls it up somewhere differently, or it just perhaps highlights it. But I know if you use a /Q, that apparently is the way to get your questions highlighted. So when a stream is running really quickly, you've got lots and lots of people on the Blab, obviously that's a great way of being able to surface and for the Blab host to actually find those questions, because they can go really fast sometimes. So I know Jackie's saying she'd like to hop on. So yeah, Jackie, I'm going to try this. So I go to my keyboard and have a look at that little padlock. So I've opened the seat, Jackie, and hopefully you can hop in now, and we might actually get to see a little message now. So I'm going to hop Jackie in. Might get to see another face instead of mine. Hi, Jackie. Hello.
Hello. Thank you to me.
Hi, Jackie.
Hi, Wendy. How are you?
Long time no see, Jackie. Hey. Cool.
Bit windswept.
Are you? Okay. Yeah.
Just been out, so a bit windswept.
Okay, that's cool. So, Jackie, I know you've been watching and joining in a few Blabs. What's your best Blab tip that you can share with us today?
Be careful of trolls coming on and not saying anything. Have a Blab with Claire Hodgson, because she's very good fun on Blab, and she's just joined us, I believe.
Yeah, I saw that. She's friends with Kerry Walker, isn't she? I've seen.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. Hi there, Claire. Hello.
on a great blab with them on Thursday. The recorded one was really good, and then the hour afterwards was really cool as well. So that was.
Sorry, did you say meow? Did you say meow?
No, I said the hour that it was recorded was really good, then the hour afterwards. It's my heavy Lincolnshire accent.
Okay, and I've got my earbuds in, so I don't know. I can't hear so well with them in, but that's okay. Now, I've got another person called Sarah who said she'd like to join us. Would love to have you join us, Sarah. So I will invite you in and click that little green button, because it's always great to meet new people. And hopefully, Sarah, you can give us another blab tip. So let's see, Sarah. Hi there, Sarah. Sarah's from a university in which country, Sarah? I missed that bit. Can you hear me?
Hi, guys.
Oh, I can hear her, but I can't see it moving. So, Sarah, remind me, whereabouts are you from?
Salut.
Salut. Ah, lovely. Costa Dorada. So, is that right?
Pardon? Je comprends pas.
Oh, do you speak English, Sarah?
Pardon?
Oh, okay. I'm afraid we're going to have to lose Sarah because she doesn't speak English, but that's cool because it's a global network and it's always good to have people from different countries joining us. So obviously you can have people from all around the world. So, yeah. So Blab, it's been going for some months now, and basically I haven't been using it for a number of reasons. I've been using Hangouts for a long time. So I felt it was a good platform to try out now this week and give it a go. So I know, Jackie, you've been using it for a while, and Wendy, you're new too, aren't you? So how are you finding it so far, apart from not being able to get your picture on?
I'm so disappointed that I haven't got my picture on. Not that I think I'm sort of like absolutely gorgeous and want to be online, but I feel like I'm not getting the same connection.
No, it's like talking to someone on the telephone, and this is what makes online communication now so personable, because you can see people, you can see whether they're frowning or looking interested at all, or looking bored. So we can't tell. I know, of course, Wendy's smiling at us. We can hear she's smiling in her voice, but it is. I know what you mean. You get that eye contact, and it's like being in the same room with people, isn't it? Which is really exciting. So yeah.
I mean, I'm really loving Blab. I started out on Periscope, which I quite liked, but then once I found Blab, then I just love it. The interaction, the 3, 4, however many people you have on, and then the messages down the side and being able to tweet. I just love it. It's great. You can have discussions, and it's easier to use, because if you're on Periscope and it's just you can dry up so easily. Whereas if there's more of you on a Blab, then you can always, sort of bounce off one another. And if somebody loses track, the other one can bring you back on, or, and the potential for businesses like ours that have knowledge-based businesses to get across your expertise, your knowledge, that you're likable, all that sort of thing.
I guess that you're real as well, Jackie, because so many people, you might hide behind your logo, which I know I do on one of my accounts, and, hide behind my magazine. But I am a real person, and people, when they get to know each other, find that we all have a lot in common, which is great. So I totally agree with that. And I agree with Periscope. I actually set my Periscope and Meerkat, but my Periscope ended up going to an old Twitter handle, which I wasn't able to change the name. And you can share some great content on Periscope, but certainly for people that I network with and people that I help to market their businesses. So it's really great to be able to get one-on-one with people and actually be able to go live as a group, as a collective of brains. So yeah, I love it. It's really good. So if anyone's got any questions or they have any Blab tips, please do put them in the comments, and also tell a little bird. We're going to be on this Blab for about another 10 minutes or so, keeping it short and sweet, but we will be doing some regular BizRocks, BizFix Blabs in the future, and I'd love to get some more feedback from you all out there. So thank you, Jackie. That's really great to hear those tips at the moment, and I'm sure Wendy might have some other ideas as well. I don't want to do all the talking, although as most of you know, or some of you know, I can talk quite a lot, but I do like to listen, which is really important as well. So Wendy, what have you got to share with us this week? How can we basically enjoy the blab? What are we going to get out of it this week?
Well, do you know what I mean? Because this is my first blab, and obviously it's not going 100% well from my side of things. But, you know, I just wanted to point out, actually, because it's something that I hadn't realised. I've listened in on some blabs before, but down the side, when somebody puts a comment that you like, you can actually click the little stars there. So that's quite nice as well, because it means you can interact with the people actually in the chat room. I really like that. But, you know, I really agreed with what Jackie was saying. I haven't done Periscope, but I've watched some of the Periscopes, and even though there is a little bit of interaction, I find them, I lose interest in them, to be honest. And it is just someone talking to you again. Whereas this is, I just think the potential for Blab is really, really big. In the new year, I'm hoping to do like a coaching platform, you know, 1 day a week or something, get online and, you know, have people come in, you know, someone's got a question for me, I can just put them into the Blab and we can talk it through. So I think that, you know, that side of things, it's got huge potential, certainly for my business. And, you know, it feels like we're sat in a room together. I've got a black sheet over my head, but
in a black bag.
Apart from that, you know, I really feel like we get a really good connection with Blab. I really like this. So it's definitely something I'm going to be, you know, playing around with a lot more.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the other thing is it's the visibility issue as well, which it's just great to be able to show your face, like we touched on earlier, so people can actually see that you are real, which I really love. I know you had a little biz tip for us, Wendy, didn't you? So I don't know if you want to share that with us now, and we can talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, I did. And basically, it is just to go and do it. Whatever it is that you want to do, just go and do it. And it's going to be scary sometimes, but it's never, ever as scary as you think it's going to be. And I connect with so many business women who they're saying things like, oh, you know, I'd love to do YouTube, or I'd love to do a Skype call with someone, or I'd love to do Google Hangouts or a Blab. But they don't, because they're so afraid of, you know, being seen and putting themselves out there and say, oh, you know, but what am I going to look like? What am I going to sound like? I'm just going to have to give them all my tip.
Yeah.
For staying blacked out. But no, really, seriously.
Are you sure you haven't got your finger over the lens or something like that? You know, just sort of don't really want to.
I've got a little sticky note over top of it. But no, seriously, you know, things that seem scary in the business, in your business, if you think they're going to benefit your business, just go for it. You know, because we all learn. For example, you know, today with this issue that I've got, I could have sat there and thought, you know, oh gosh, you know, I'm not going to do it. I don't really know what I'm doing. What if something goes wrong? And I could have missed out on doing this. And regardless that there's been an error, it's still been great. And I'm really pleased that I took part in it. Yeah, so, you know, just go for it.
Yeah, what's the worst that could happen? Just go for it. And that's definitely my ethos too, because at the end of the day, if you don't try something, you're never going to know, and you're never going to learn. You know, you're never going to grow. So you have to just go for it. Always. That's my motto. Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Can I just say a couple of other things that I've thought of tips-wise? Did you know that you can make somebody else a host?
Yeah.
So you basically click sort of the other person's profile and you can change it to them being a host.
Yeah, that's a good one. I also learned that you can have a host that's not actually in the Blab live the other day. Well, I haven't tried that. So obviously you have no, you know, you almost need to have a Blab on how to do things and just give them all a go, you know, so that's something we could do another day if you want to. But I know you can do that, which is cool. And I know I mentioned, I don't know if you'd come in then about the the /Q for questions. But I haven't seen any questions. So if anyone wants to try that, I'd love to see a question. That would be really cool. But
I was actually in the process of doing that when you invited me in and forgot about it.
You read my mind as well. You were on it. So that's cool. But so if anyone else has any blab tips they want to share in the comments or want to share a question over in the sidebar or in your phone, please do pop them in. We'll be here now for about another 7 minutes or so. And it's great that you're here. And if you are watching the replay will be up on Blab, but I've also set up Simple Live Press, which is Hanny Murray's new plugin on my website. So for anyone watching later, they can also go to www.businessrocks.co/live. And I just tested that out and it seems to be working, which is really cool. And I don't podcast at the moment, something that's been on the list for about the last 2 years, but I know that you're able to pull out the audio and, you can actually use that to add to your podcast. So there's a lot of flexibility in Blab. It's still relatively new in its infancy, so a lot of new things will be coming out. But so far I've really enjoyed it, and I also, which is great, haven't had any connection issue problems, which I know I do get sometimes on Hangouts where I will test this more in the evening. I'm actually going to be doing a blab later this week with an American business social media friend. So it'll be interesting to see in our London peak times whether that has an effect. But I know Google Hangouts, 8 p.m. UK London time, can be a bit wobbly sometimes. So, that'd be really cool to see what happens there. It is. You have to repurpose, Claire, absolutely, and use all of the different things. If you're creating one piece of content, put it up on the website, or you can even upload it to YouTube, although I have heard that you can't do that automatically at the moment. But like any new platforms, things will be constantly changing and tweaking. So we just have to, just try things out as and when they happen. So yeah, cool. So Jackie's put a question in. What is your favourite social media site, or are you going to talk about something else?
No, I was just going to say, when I've got to the end of the blab, which I've recorded, it normally gives you the option to directly upload it to YouTube. So you can click that, or you can wait till you get the MP3 and MP4 recording of it emailed to you.
I believe that is or was the case, although I think recently, in just the last couple of days, they may have possibly taken the upload to YouTube feature away. So when I end this, I will have a look and see what I get. So that would be really cool if we can do that automatically. That would be fantastic. So so you asked me what is my favourite social media site. Have I got a favourite? Oh, I guess it depends what I'm using it for, but for simplicity and ease of use, I'm loving Instagram, but I have to say I haven't been spending lots of time on there, but I do love it because I'm very visual. So I do like seeing the images, and I think there are definitely some really great ways of sharing content on Instagram and growing a following very quickly now. I would have said a year ago, go for Twitter, because you can, communicate very quickly with people and tune in using hashtags. In fact, if you're watching this, we have our hashtags, which are hashtag BizRocks, better do a Sue B's and get the signs out, and a hashtag BizFix. So I think hashtags are really useful. To be honest, I do love most of them at different times. If I'm relaxing, I like to go and do a bit of pinning. Haven't used that as much recently, but and of course, it has to be Facebook for socializing, doesn't it? Chatting and, connecting with people. So, yeah. How about you, Jackie?
Well, this was it. I was on a Facebook group earlier, and this was one of the questions to share your favorite social media site. And for me, that was such a hard question because, like you say, Facebook for great engagement in groups and things like that is brilliant, and then for Twitter, for talking to people that, maybe aren't following you, just sort of going for discussions and things with people that you don't know so much. Then obviously LinkedIn, if you're business to business, is really crucial. But for me, it has to be Pinterest. I love my Pinterest. It's, I suppose in some ways it's my my time to be creative and a bit visual, because most of the time it's words elsewhere. So creating some nice visuals to go there is always good. Although obviously I know that, you know, Twitter and Facebook are far more visual nowadays as well, since Pinterest got going. But again, I am loving the blab.
Yeah. I think it's all about getting a balance and having a bit of a mix with the different channels. And it's not all about social media, you know, it is about the people, the relationships that you're building. So
definitely.
It's all of that combined. As I say, you know, being able to choose different things at different times, you know, different times of the day, depending on what you're doing. So yeah, it's a great medium. We have a lot to be thankful for, don't we? Because we've got so many different things out there that we can do these days. So really exciting times for us. So Wendy, we're going to wrap up now. So I don't know if you've got any final thoughts on the call today. I'll put you on the spot.
No, I mean, I really agree with what you said about finding the balance. You know, I love social media. I use lots of different channels. I definitely get a lot of traffic from Pinterest, although I find it very impersonal. Definitely from the personal side of things. I love Facebook. I love Twitter. But I think, you know, for me, I love moving towards like the things like Blab. I love my YouTube channel. And I think for me, that's something that I'm really pleased that I've done over the last like 12 months. I think moving towards sort of like live screening and things like this is
talking about moving from
really.
Live screening to closing a blab down. How do I do it, guys? I'm looking here. I'm thinking, yeah, I can pause the recording. And where do I click to close it, Jackie?
Well, if you pause the recording, then if it takes a bit longer to close down, you're not sort of stood staring at the screen for a while, as it were. Yeah. And then I think it should just be exiting. It's, as I say, it's a while. I don't know whether because Claire's been host recently, but it's just trying to think where it is that you close it when you're not having it open as a. You have to kick everyone off first. Okay, so I'll say bye-bye for now.
Jackie, thank you so much for hopping in and joining us, Jackie. Bye-bye.
Bye, Jackie.
Okay. Yes, thank you, Wendy. Bye-bye. Okay, so I'm left with me. So I guess I just close myself off.